Good afternoon. Happy Pride! I want to welcome all of you to the Monroe County Office Building, where in short time we're going to have our first ever County Community Pride Flag Raising Ceremony. We've invited some honored guests to join us in raising flags today. Among them are my good friend, Assemblymember Harry Bronson, this year's Pride co-chairs, Sam Brett and Susanna Speed of Trillium Health. I also want to acknowledge the CEO of Trillium Health, Andrea DeMeo, who's here as well. The 2022 Grand Pride Marshal, Michael Gamilla. The 2022 Pride Honorary Marshal, Carolyn Zook. And Rochester Black Pride, represented by Chanel Sneed and Bianca Castro. And then Rock Pride Together, which is represented by Braden Reese. I also want to thank our Monroe County's first ever employee-run Pride Committee, who worked to put together today's events and Monroe County's participation in Pride festivities. They were Tyler Brown, Ryan Guerra, Tad Mack, Josie McClary, Megan McDermott, Todd Reynolds, and Chris Sardella and BJ Scanlon. Let's give them a round of applause. I also want to thank some of my partners in government who are here today as well. We're joined by our Monroe County Clerk, Jamie Romeo. Let's thank Jamie. And we're also joined by our county legislators, Ricky Frazier, Albert Blankley, and Howard Mafucci. I want to thank you all for lending your talent, your expertise, and time to make Monroe County a more welcoming place for our LGBTQI+ employees and our residents. In addition to today's flag raising, Monroe County has for the first time ever sponsored Pride festivities in our community. We will have Monroe County services tabling at both the Pride Picnic and at the Pride Festival. We'll be marching in the Pride Parade, and we will shine rainbow lights at the airport and at the downtown library. In celebration of our region's rich LGBTQI+, and in recognition of the 50th anniversary of the Pride Picnic, our Pride Committee, in conjunction with Monroe County Clerk Jamie Romeo, will be displaying panels from the Forging Alliances project throughout county-run facilities. These panels share Rochester's LGBT story from the 1970s until they were created in the mid-2010s. The panels were originally written and displayed by the Out Alliance and details decades of struggle and progress as Rochester's and the nation's LGBTQ+ community sought acceptance and recognition of their civil rights. You'll see panels displayed here across the street at City Place, at the Robach Center at the beach, the downtown public library, the airport, and the Henrietta and Greece DMV offices. The panels have been photographed and people can view the entire project online at monroecounty.gov/Pride2022. There is so much energy around Pride this year, and we are thrilled that after a 2-year hiatus, Rochester and Monroe County's Pride Parade and Festival are back. I've walked in a lot of parades over the years, and I gotta tell you, the Pride Parade, it is a ton of fun, and it's in a league all of its own. And I want to take a moment to invite our guest speakers to say a few words before I officially proclaim Pride Month in Monroe County. Our first guest today is the Dean of our Rochester delegation, Assemblymember Harry Bronson. Assemblymember Bronson is an LGBTQI+ activist and pioneer. He has fought for equality for decades, championing the passage of the Sexual Orientation Non-Discrimination Act, known as SONDA, the Gender Expression Non-Discrimination Act, known as GENDA, and for marriage equality in New York State. He and his husband John own and operate Equal Grounds Coffee Shop, which provides a safe community gathering spot for our LGBTQI+ community. And he's a proud alum of Monroe County government, where he served as a county legislator and minority leader before making his way to Albany. Please welcome Assemblymember Harry Bronson.
Thank you, Adam, for those kind words, and more importantly, thank you for making Monroe County welcoming and respectful for our LGBTQ community. Thank you, Adam. I also want to thank the county legislators who are here, and County Clerk Jamie Romeo, who is also here. This really is showing that we have turned the corner here in Monroe County. When I was on the county legislature, we had many conversations with the administration about raising the flag, and it was always resisted. After I left, there were more activist members of the legislative staff who defied the county and actually put up a flag, and the prior administration resisted that and made threats of arrest. That's the journey we have. Now, with the leadership of County Executive Adam Bello and the leadership of our county legislature and others here in the county, they are standing with us, not only in celebration during Pride, but standing with us as allies to make sure that our fight for equity and justice, our fight, is going to be waged with them at our side. And make no mistake, we celebrate Pride, but we also have to acknowledge that our fight goes on. We have to acknowledge that we have states across the country that are introducing and passing hundreds of pieces of legislation that deny who we are, deny our authenticity. States that say in Florida that you can't say the word gay in schools. States like Texas that ban and will make criminal any procedures related to gender identity. But it's not other states, it's also here. Recently, Smithtown Board of Trustees for the library originally put in a policy that would prevent any gay pride posters or signs in the libraries in the areas where children would congregate. Fortunately, because of activists like you, many of us raised our voices, and that decision was reversed very quickly. But it's happening in our own backyard, my friends, in our own backyard. Crisp Restaurant and Equal Grounds both receiving hate letters over the last few weeks. Hate letters, in our instance, that said that gay bashers deserve a badge of honor. We have a lot of work, my friends. We celebrate, but we continue to fight for our equality. We have a Supreme Court that, in its overturn of Roe versus Wade, it also, in a concurrent opinion, Justice Thomas said that we should look at the Supreme Court decision that banned laws that prevented consensual gay sex, banned laws that required marriage equality in our country. The war goes on. The battle for our equality goes on. And we also have to recognize within our own diverse communities, we have to see the diversity and celebrate the diversity within our community. We have to make sure that no matter who you are, where you come from, what you look like, who you love, how you identify, that we see the dignity within each of us. And we respect that dignity with equity, justice, and an opportunity to succeed. We must make sure that as we celebrate Pride, we celebrate everyone in our community, and we recognize the intersectionality within our community. Pride is a wonderful thing. Our flag is a flag of multicolors representing that diversity. Our flag is not a white flag of surrender because we will not be defeated. Our flag is not a Confederate flag of hate because we will meet hate with love and love will win. Our flag is one that says we are colors of our diverse community. And within that diverse community, we are going to celebrate and be proud of who we are. We are going to be proud to live authentically, and we are going to be proud to have allies like Monroe County, County Executive Adam Bello, the County Legislature, and County Clerk Jamie Romeo at our side. So I thank each and every one of them for being with us as we raise the flag today, and we say proudly, we are here, we are queer, and we are going to survive through love. Thank you.
thank you, Assemblymember Bronson, for those powerful words. And with recent actions and the looming threats from the federal judiciary that threaten to undo years of progress, we need more voices like yours, and we need them now more than ever before. So I want to thank you for all that you're doing to ensure that New York State remains a safe and welcoming place. Thank you. I'd like to ask our Pride co-chairs, Sam Brett and Susanna Speed, to please come up to the podium to provide some remarks. And I'd like to thank them for the countless hours that they have spent to ensure that our community is able to celebrate more Pride this year.
Thank you, everybody. My name is Sam Brett. My pronouns are he, him, his. Very happy to be here at the company of what I consider family, even extended family. I've been in emails with about 80% of this room. We all need lunch and a nap, I'm sure. So, but I'm very also proud to be in the presence of our Grand Marshal for the parade, Michael Camilla, who's here. Michael has provided service to the Rochester community, LGBT community for over 20 years, working with Image Out, and we're very happy that you accepted the honor of being Grand Marshal this year. We're happy to see you here. Also tonight today, I'm a drag queen, I work at night, so we'll see tonight. Today we have Carolyn Sook, who's our honorary marshal for the Rock Ride Parade. Thank you, Carolyn, for being here. She has been a bartender and just a friend of the community for many, many years. So thank you for being here and having the pop stuff supporting you too. Also, former Grand Marshal of the Parade, Thomas Warfield's here. Thank you, Thomas, for all the support through the years. You're not a marshal anymore, but here you are, still a staple of our community. So thank you for all being here, and of course our friends from Black Pride, Chanel and Bianca, for being here too. So I'm very excited for Pride because it's a historical moment, right, for us. 50 years of Pride in Rochester. It's a time to celebrate the history, right? We've made great strides in our rights and in equality, but it's also a moment to reflect that we don't have all those rights quite yet. There are members of our community who don't have those rights, who are not considered equal under the law, especially marginalized communities, Black and brown folk, immigrants, our trans women and men are also not equal under the law. And I feel that this is time to reflect on that and make sure that all of you, I challenge you all to make space for those folks to really thrive in our communities. And I'd like to invite you all to all the Pride celebrations. Susanna, go ahead.
Hi everyone. So I'm usually not the speaker, I'm usually behind the scenes doing things, so this is all new for me this year. And I joke with my wife that I only took her last name because it's a superhero name. So, but I'm Susanna Speed, co-chair of the Rock Pride Collective, also director at Trillium Health, which is here supporting me. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so honored that you all are here. I'm so honored that the county is having this flag raising. And Sam's right, we have a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do, we see that. Everyone is aware of what's happening in the news. We know that safety is on everyone's minds, we know that. But you know what, we're still here, right? We're still raising this flag. We will all be marching. We have 136 contingencies, which is a record for Pride. And we are just so excited to see you all there, and I welcome you all to our flag raising tomorrow at Martin Luther King Jr. Park. I welcome you all to the other events. I think we have like 70 on the website. It's like some insane number of Pride events. And then come to the parade and festival. Show us. Show up. Don't be afraid. We are here. We will continue to be here. And just thank you. That's all I wanted to say, because I can't follow Sam with anything much more, but thank you. And we are just so excited. Happy Pride, everyone.
All right, thank you so much, Sam and Susanna. And before we go outside to hoist our Pride flag, I have an official proclamation I get to read. It's one of the cool things I get to do as a county executive. I get to proclaim things. So, I am going to ask our county clerk to come on over here with me, and our county legislators right around. We have a proclamation here on behalf of Monroe County that I'd like to read to the community. And it says, whereas Monroe County is home to a diverse, vibrant, and active LGBTQI+ population with a rich culture that enhances our broader community, thanks to a half-century of activism, Rochester and Monroe County have become a more welcoming and accepting place for our LGBTQI+ friends, family, and neighbors. And whereas in recent years, Pride has become a celebration of culture and visibility, while taking time to recognize and honor those who are not safely able to live as their authentic selves. But Pride parades started as protests, gatherings of activists who jeopardized their safety by living out and proud. Over the years, they've been platforms to demand fair treatment, critical health services, employment and housing rights, access to marriage, and equality for all people, regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity. And whereas today the decades of progress made by the LGBTQI+ community are under attack, especially as it pertains to the transgender community, communities of color, and young people who face compounding discrimination, threats of violence, and anti-LGBTQI+ legislation in state legislatures across the country. And whereas now is the time to unite, now is the time to work together to solidify legal protections for LGBTQI+ individuals here and around the world, to celebrate the joyful stories of everyday LGBTQI+ people, to break down barriers and to allow the diverse voices of our community to be heard proudly and authentically. And whereas Monroe County stands fully in support of our LGBTQI+ community, we commit to creating a culture of inclusiveness within our borders. We affirm and celebrate your right to exist as your authentic self, and believe that by doing so, you make our community better. The promise of our nation is that a diverse array of cultures and identities within our borders enhances the greater whole, because we are stronger together. Now therefore, I, Adam J. Bello, Monroe County Executive, do hereby proclaim July 2022 to be a time to celebrate Pride in Monroe County, and call on all citizens to celebrate Pride together. So thank you all for being here today. And with that, I invite you all to come outside with us, and we're going to raise the Pride flags in front of the county office building.